Welcome back, fans, to another unboxing. Seems like we have lots of unboxings this month. So this is from a new company called BUSYBUDY. Got to remember, every so often you need to try out new things. Model number of this is the TD1-Mate, and I noticed that it says on this side of the box 435 watts. So if this stick vac can use 435 watts, guess what it must have? A big battery. Hopefully a big battery that lasts a long time. We're going to test that. So right now, let's get it out of the box. And let's see. Well, I guess I could open it from the other side. Doesn't have any labeling on it. But you know, it's amazing how small a container they can put a vacuum cleaner in these days. Some boxes you get are really big and tall, and some are much more highly compact. This video is sponsored by BUSYBUDY. However, once a year or something like that, I always have somebody say, how do you like getting, say, paid for your videos? I don't get paid for my videos. I don't accept payment in any way, shape, or form for my videos, but I do accept free products. There's a difference. So we have an extendable wand here, and it goes out that far. So that's going to be the maximum wand length. That's completely closed again. And we have some corrugated packaging here. So it's a pretty simple type of packaging. Everything is indeed well packed. Here is the brush roller. And we have, that's a very interesting bristle pattern, or I should say bristle type. The pattern's pretty common. It's chevron, but these are very long. I mean, you're looking at least a half an inch long, and they're super soft. I mean, they're not going to hurt anything, but they are thick and dense. That's amazing. So I have not seen a brush roller with this type of material on it, with this thickness and density. So I can't wait to test it, see how well it does. So it says powers 15 watts and the voltage is 25.9 volts. So this is a 15 watt head, and it looks like we've got some LED lights in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's see the big battery. Well, it's not as big as what I thought it was, but let's see what the rating is. Okay, so battery output, 25.9 volts. You would expect that. And 2200 milliamp hours. Okay, so that's probably more in the typical range. I have unboxed some where the battery was, I mean, just overwhelming. And to be honest with you, for something with a battery that's, you know, as big as a brick, means it's very heavy as well. All right, standard combination dusting brush and crevice tool. All right, we've seen this before. So let's see. Let's push on the top of the bottom. All right, so that comes. So it clicks here, and out at the top, does it click? And it just stops. Okay, so that's pretty long. Does that actually come off? Let me see. If I push the button a certain way, well, maybe you could force it off, but I don't recommend it. So that's probably as long as that's going to get. And you know, when you extend everything, and that's as short as that's actually going to get when you put the brush back, and then you're just with the crevice tool. But it doesn't look like that wants to come off very easily. So I wouldn't recommend trying to manhandle that. We have the charger. All right, this is kind of a typical charger. It's got kind of a triangle on it. It says, please use the original adapter. And this is, let's see if they have printing on here that I can read. Output 31 volts at 500 milliamps. So it's probably going to be, if this thing was dead, 4+ hours in order to charge that up. And all right, so this looks like some type of a mount. See anything else? Yep. Oh, come back here. Here's more of some type of a mount, and you've got some wall screws in there. Okay. And we have the user manual. So TD1-Mate series. Okay. Nice and sharp. It is indeed in English. It's nice to actually have in your native language, because I have received some manuals that were not in English anywhere, although I'm sure this is probably downloadable. By the way, as normal, links in the description, especially if there's any type of sales going on. So always check the links in the description. So this manual looks well laid out, and it's got a nice on-screen indicator. I'm going to have to get a close-up of that. So that's one of the reasons why I agreed to get this particular machine for review, is because it looked like it was pretty interesting. It wasn't just like all the rest of the machines you get out there. Okay, here's the business unit. Then I can get rid of the box. So here we are. So let's see, how does this present itself? So we have some buttons here. It looks like, well, this is interesting. That's a light right there. You probably can't see that. I'll get closer up to that in a little bit. I wonder if you can turn the lights on and off. Interesting. This looks like a power button. This looks like a plus minus. It's probably your speed button in there. You know, your low, medium, high, whatever speeds it happens to have. And how do you take this apart? So, typical bin release. And does this untwist from the inside? Not too easy. Oh, okay. So it looks like there must be a release here. Aha, found it. Okay, so let's see. Push. And does this want to, this looks kind of awkward. Okay, so this tilts out like that. All right, great. So if you want to put it back together again, it's got a notch right there. It's got a tab. So you do it like that, and then you want to release it. There you go. It's now released. Now, once that is released, you've got your pre-motor filter and cyclonic assembly right here. And you can remove that by pulling this tab. All right. And that's a great rubber seal all the way around, so it shouldn't leak much. That's important. And this is a single piece. So there's no other parts that actually come apart. So that's just a single piece. Okay, that's great. Put that back together. Click this back on. And it looks like we're going to have some exhaust possibly here and on the other side here. I do not see any type of exhaust, removable exhaust filter. I mean, this is going to be your exhaust filter, but we'll measure it in another video just to see how well it filters. But it's not removable or cleanable that I can detect. All right, so that's just a single piece. Let's put the battery in. All right, battery just slides in. If you want to remove it, you have a button right here to push. There, and that releases it. Now, as far as charging, great. So charging ports on the side of the battery, not on the neck. So what I'm going to assume here is that you can charge this with the battery removed. And some people might say, well, why would you want to do that? Believe it or not, I've come into certain situations where that's kind of common, especially if you're charging a lot of batteries. You don't want to necessarily have this connected all the time. Okay, great. So that's in good shape. We'll put this mount over to the side. So if you want to mount that, on your wall, you're free to do so. I wonder, does this click? Will this stand upright? Okay, so this doesn't have any way to, you know what? It probably stands upright with everything attached, but it doesn't have any type of detent that would really allow that. So let's put this in here. Let's see. Go like that. All right, that's nice and tight. Yeah, so if you're going to try to stand this up, you're going to have to lean it against a wall, right? It can't just stand up in free space, in free air. Now, obviously, this is as short as the unit goes. Okay, that's great. And just to verify, right, it's probably a little out of frame. Yeah, it's going to fall over. So this does not stand upright. You're going to have to put it in a corner or a wall or something like that. So don't do that. So let's see if there's any juice in it. Oh, there is. Ah, and where you see it, now I'm going to have to get closer for that, is in here. So I thought maybe there'd be a display on the back or the rear of this unit, but there isn't. It's up here. It's toward the front. Yeah, so I have no idea if you can see that or not, but that's kind of cool. So it's within view when the user is actually using it. That's great, but it's not on the back of the unit. Well, isn't that special and certainly unusual? Okay, let's take a closer look with this shortened up a bit. Everything's new. It's obviously gonna be a little stiffer. All right, let me see what that looks like. Oh, they're green. Okay, so you have a typical green LED setup, which for the most part, I think for a lot of people, lights up the dirt or your flooring very nicely. White also does pretty well. Green, I know, is very trendy, and other manufacturers also use green lights. So let's see what the brush roll looks like. Spinning. All right. Oh, that's really soft. I mean, that's excessively soft. So let me see. What happens if I push the light button? Oh, there's another light. Okay, there's a... I didn't see that. If for whatever reason you are not using... If you are not using the power head here and you have its great, brilliant 6 green LEDs, to light your path, you have a little light right here, and I was not expecting that. Let's see, you should be able to see that. So light on, light off. There's light on and light off. So that's pretty cool, because in some cases, you might be doing something like this, and guess what? This isn't attached, so you don't have brilliant green light. You can take a look at this smaller white LED, and that can light your path. It's probably difficult to see, but it is lighting my hand up. I hope you can see that. Yeah, it has a circular oval pattern right there. Hope you can see that. Well, that's cool. What a nifty little feature. So in many cases, I have been using just the crevice tool or the dusting brush. You're in a car, it's a little difficult to see. Maybe it's darker outside. Maybe it's a, dark nook and cranny, that kind of thing. And this has a light on it. And I believe this is the first machine that I've ever come across that has that. So, all right, that's cool. That's really cool. So I tell you what, this has some charge in it, but I've got to show you the display. Well, this is a really neat display. I might have to fiddle around a bit in order to get you to see this. All right, let's see. Can you see that? There. That's really neat. Okay, let's cycle through the power. And it changes the run time, you see. Nice. Okay, that's probably eco, obviously. And then I guess that's mid. So you got about 12 minutes. And then it goes to red. A little less than 8 minutes. and then it goes back down again. Nice. Oh, okay, there's another way I can see it. All right, let me try this. There, you can also see it you can see it both ways. I'm discovering this along with you. Okay, so you can see this. Nice. All right, let's get closer with this. That is really cool. So you can see it at that angle and at that angle. All right, let's see. What does it come back on in? Does it come back on the last speed that you had it running, or medium, as its default, or what? Okay, so that is on medium. Let me crank it up on high, and then I'll turn the light on. There, maybe you can see that concentrated bit. Okay, now I left it on high with the light on, so what is its default after I turn it off? Now it didn't turn the light back on, but it did come back on high. Let me check. Okay, now I put it on low. There's low. Turn it off. Comes back on low. All right, so this manages to remember the last speed you ran it at. So just remember that. You don't have to sit there and constantly fiddle with it if you run it on the speed that you normally use it at. That kind of thing. Okay, that's great. So I tell you what, I'm going to charge this up. We do have some charge in it, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and charge this all the way up, and then we'll do some basic pickup tests like you've normally seen in the past, and then we'll move on to airflow and suction box, and also a whole house cleaning. So lots of videos to come with this particular BUSYBUDY, new brand name. After a full charge, I thought I would show you the remaining time. So we have the power nozzle installed, and let's see what we have here. Okay, on low, 44 minutes, a little more than 44 minutes. On medium, it should adjust here in a second, a little less than 20 minutes. And on high, a little less than 13 minutes. And if you were to not have anything attached and you were just doing, I don't know, some regular dusting, I suppose, but definitely no power nozzle, you would have say 14 minutes. And on low, goes up to a little less than 60 minutes. That's such a neat display, isn't it? And on medium, a little more than 21 minutes. And we have our usual concrete floor tests. We're going to repeat some of these on various different fabrics. So let's see, dog food, rice, oats, and then baking soda, flour, and sand. And we're going to run the TD1-Mate in its highest power position. Perfect. Perfect. Yep, that's perfect. There we go. That's great. Maybe this will be more of a challenge. Nope, that was easy. That was easy. Anything come out? All right. Missed that. That's it. Pretty much nothing. We'll get that. All right, here's the challenge. This is going to be a big challenge. And nope, that wasn't a big challenge. See anything come out? Nope. It's got a big opening right here. It can handle large particles. It's got cutouts right here that allow larger particles to come up in there. So, I mean, that's fairly significant dog food. Not bad at all. Really, really good. So let's see, let's dump everything. And try this again with its combination tool. Now there might be some limitation in here as far as size. I think that might fit. That just might fit. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, again, running on high. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. Yep. We have a great series of pickups here with these tools. I mean, really, really nice. And as you can see, it didn't leave anything. So that's fantastic. Some vacuums have very different pickup performance on medium pile carpet when compared to, well, my bare floor concrete. Let's see what the TD1-Mate does. Running on high power again. Just snow plowed one piece of dog food. All right, got all the oats. Yep, got all the rice. Okay, that is still excellent performance. And for our last set of basic visual tests, a low pile microfiber couch cushion. Again, we have sand, baking soda, and that's flour. High speed, once again. Well, that was pretty, well, it left a little streak. There, it left a little streak right in here. Yeah, pretty much just a little streak right in there. Okay. Sand. Well, that was easy. And there's the baking soda. And I got everything else up while I was at it. So, yep. We are... the connections are still pretty stiff. We are still doing a fantastic job with this TD1-Mate. Thanks to BusyBuddy for sponsoring this video. Links in the description, and that means there might be discount codes. So check out those links if you're interested in a machine of this nature. So what are my first impressions of the TD1-Mate? Very favorable. I think what they really got going for them is a fantastic brush roll design. Super thick bristles, large diameter opening right here, some cutouts for larger particles. Did a great job on the initial surface cleaning tests. And I think you're going to find that at this price point, this machine really excels. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos featuring this BusyBuddy TD1-Mate.